So, you want to know about the first dinosaur? That's all that the topic said. The first dinosaur. And when I looked at it, I thought, the first dinosaur of what? To do what? The first dinosaur discovered? I can tell you about the first dinosaur discovered. That was in the 16th century, 17th century, around 1620s, when this curator for a museum, a British man, he discovered some bones, and at first he thought these must have belonged to some giant human skeletons. These were some big bones. And then later on in the 19th century, the 1800s, someone analyzed a picture of the drawing of those bones because mysteriously those bones disappeared. And when he saw the drawings of these bones, he thought, that is probably a megalosaurus. So the first dinosaur, the first official dinosaur to be discovered was a megalosaurus. This was a carnivore, probably related to carnivores or to the T-Rex and the Giganotosaurus, but not quite as large. They were bigger. They were about the size of a Utahraptor, but they were not quite as mighty or powerful as a T-Rex or a Spinosaurus. It was quite in the middle. So it wasn't the most exciting dinosaur to discover. I'm sure everyone would be more excited to see, man, one of the first dinosaurs was a T-Rex or an Argentinosaurus or a Brachiosaurus. But no, it was a good old level 1. You start with this in the video game if you want to move up to a T-Rex, Megalosaurus. But that's okay. The discoveries are not up to us. They're up to. Now, what about the first label of dinosaur? Because the dinosaur label did not appear until the 19th century. There was a British woman with her husband, Gideon. I think that was the name, Mary, and her husband, Gideon. They were analyzing some bones, and then a guy named Richard Owen, another British dude. Oh, he's very British. I think that's the accent. He said, this does not belong to any known reptile, any known animal that we know today. So I'm going to call this Dinosauria. Terrible lizard. Because these lizards were terrifying to look at, even though the dinosaurs, now we say, are not really more related to lizards, but more to birds, because they had the movement and the curiosity of birds. If you look at an ostrich skeleton and compare it to that of a brachiosaur or even of a velociraptor, you will see that there are some correlations between birds, especially mighty birds, and dinosaurs. But then they also say that dinosaurs might have been cold-blooded, or maybe they were warm-blooded. Who knows? The debate is there, but if you are a warm-blooded creature, that means you can regulate your warmth. You can sweat. Your body reacts to things and tries to make sure that you stay warm or you stay cool depending on the environment you reside in. Reptiles cannot do this. They are cold-blooded because they cannot regulate their body temperature. They have to stay in a certain climate to survive. They are limited to the climate. You can't put a diamondback rattlesnake into the polar ice caps. It will not survive. That creature was built for the deserts of Texas. Dinosaurs might have been built this way, but they were also the descendants, they were the ancestors of birds, and birds are warm-blooded. So one might think maybe dinosaurs were also cold-blooded. The debate goes on. Now, the first dinosaur to ever be discovered that's still walking the earth today, that's the coelacanth. That's a fish that's as large as a small human being. It's very thick and tough, not so attractive to look at, dark scaly, and just clearly ancient. It seems as though when it grows to be a fully grown adult, this fish becomes ancient immediately. You wonder, man, you really do look like you have existed for 100 million years. What a fish. What a dinosaur. Say hello to the Basilosaurus for me. Now, the first dinosaurs to ever appear on the planet. These belong to the Coelophysis. That title belongs to Coelophysis, Plateosaurus, and Postosuchus. Maybe we can't count the Postosuchus in this list, right? Because that creature seems to be more related to crocodiles than to dinosaurs. Crocodiles, different family of creatures than dinosaurs. One might think maybe dinosaurs are related to crocodiles. We all have one common ancestor, indeed. But the separation, the line between crocodiles and dinosaurs, it separates somewhere along the way. But the Coelophysis resembled a velociraptor, but they didn't have the sharp claws. They just had the long snout and the teeth. They were about as large as human beings, but usually of shorter stature. And then the Plateosaurs were the first hadrosaurs, mighty creatures that brought on the age of Stegosaurus or Edmontosaurus, any dinosaurs like that. But there were not a lot to be seen. These first dinosaurs were simple, but they brought on mightier creatures. This is Estebanation.